life insurance right now, and they say State Farm. And I say, great, do you have the policy? Okay, can you grab that for me really quickly? Okay, most of the time they'll go get it. If they hem and haw about going to get it, I'll teach you what to do, a little mini presentation that'll open their eyes. There is a shortcut when you're dealing with people who have physical policies. You don't necessarily need to make a presentation about the sort of policy if you can get the policy and kill it in front of their eyes. Okay? So how do you do this with other term? It's very basic. Okay? Their term lasts for a time. So you need to read the policy and see how long of a term it is. So this policy, this is its a premium schedule, but we can look at it, right, in 06, and then in 35 it goes up, so it looks like it's, what, a 30-year term or something right around there, right? Okay, so say it's a 30-year term. It's 2006 they took it out. What year is it? It's 2017. How long are they in? They've been into it for how long? 11 years, which means they got 19 years left, right? Yes. So you find the term, you figure out how long they have left, and this is your $1 million question right here. This will make you a fortune in dealing with people who already have term insurance. So Jeff and Deb, let me ask you a question. You've got a 30-year term. You've got 19 years left. Whatever the numbers are, right? Okay? Jeff, Deb, let me ask you a question. Are you 100% certain, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that in 19 years, you're not going to need $1 of this life insurance?
Nope.
This is the $1 million question. It's either going to be a no, which is most of the time, or a yes, I'm not going to need any life insurance in 19 years. There are only two answers, right? I'm not sure. That's a no, right? Because I asked you, are you sure, right? So that $1 million question is, Jeff, are you 100% sure today, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that in 19 years you're not going to need $1 of this life insurance? Okay? If the answer is no, then what I do is I go into the schedule and I show them. I don't know how this works here. Can somebody fix this? Well, that's close enough. All right. So I go here and I show them the schedule, right? So they told me they're going to need insurance 19 years from now, right? So I'm reading, so you're paying $750 a year, Mr. and Mrs. Client, for the next 19 years. And in the 19th year, it goes to $19,800 for the year. Are you going to pay that? The answer is always no. So I say, so then, Jordan, we've got a problem. Because you've told me you're going to need the coverage, but that you're not going to pay $19,000 a year for it. Right? Okay. Jordan, what if I could get you for a similar cost to what you're paying for now, a policy that took you out longer and never went up in price, that you could have coverage till you're 100 years old? That would solve that problem, right? Sale's done. Doesn't matter what it costs, right? It could cost straight double this, right? You could come in at $1,500 a year. Does it matter? Why? Because they got a problem, right? They're going to have to fix the problem. They can't not fix it. The only way they wouldn't have to fix the problem is if they what? Died during the next 19 years. That's the only way they don't have to fix the problem. And that in itself is a problem, right? Okay? So does everybody follow that? This is the $1 million question. It doesn't matter what it costs if you can establish that it's not done right now. You follow? Yeah. Okay. So you find how long they have left and you ask them that $1 million question. Doug, are you 100% sure today, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that in 19 years you're not going to need this insurance? He says, no, I'm going to need some insurance. I say, well, in 19 years it's going from what you're paying now to $19,000 a year. Are you going to pay that? No. Okay. So that's a problem, right? Now, what if I could get you a policy that lasted even longer, gave you coverage till you're 100, never went up in price like this, and was about the same amount you're paying now? That would be better than having a $19,000 a year problem 19 years from now. You'd agree, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So then I go look, let's say ours is $1,000 a year, right? So I come back and here's what I do. I draw the picture. Okay? So I say, Doug, here's what's happening right now. Here's your $1 million policy. Here's time. We have 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And so you've got your $1 million for 19 more years, and then for all practical intents and purposes, Doug, it's going away because we're not going to pay 20 grand a year for it, right? What I'm going to get you is a policy that does this, goes down to 0 at age 100, with the idea that 20 years from now, you probably don't need the whole $1 million. Your kids are grown, your debt's paid down, but you still want some, right? Okay, so I'm going to give you longer than you have here, and I'm going to give you a good chunk of coverage at the end. The price is never going to go up. It's going to stay the same. Okay, right now you're paying about $70 a month for this one that's going away, right? For $92 a month, we'll be able to fix that problem forever. Does that make sense? So it's a little more expensive now, right? It's about $20 a month more, but it's going to save you $20,000 a year forever, right? So that's a pretty good trade, right? Okay, great. A diagram. Take the app. Why don't you need to discuss the amount of coverage they want or the amount of money they feel comfortable spending? Because they already have coverage, they're already spending money. So the only money I might need to address would be any differential in cost. How am I addressing that? Through value. Because cost is only an issue in the absence of value. Right? If we were comparing two products that were the same and ours is more expensive, then that would be problematic to the discussion. We, however, are not comparing two products that are the same. We're comparing a product they have told us out of their mouth will not work for them, they won't be able to afford, and we have solved that problem for a nominal amount of money. Folks, half the time you can solve this problem and ours costs less than what they have, right? They're paying $80 and ours is $70 and it's a better product and giving them things half the time, right? But I don't ever, when people tell me ours is more expensive, all it says is you don't know anything about what you're doing here. It's not more expensive. It might be a little more expensive during the initial period, but it's a whole heck of a lot less expensive than this. I mean, look at these numbers, right? In 2052, this policy is costing them $100,000 a year in premium. Right? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. So it's always cheaper to be with us over the length of the policy. Everybody following that?
Yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do here is, so you request to see the policy, right? You find out the time they have left. You ask the $1 million question. Are you 100% positive you're not going to need this, $1 of this insurance in X amount of years? Okay? You show the renewal rate in their policy, and you ask them, are you going to pay this, Jeff, when it comes due? No. Great. That's a problem. You draw the picture to explain to them what they have and how ours is different in a picture a 4-year-old could understand, right? And then you do the A diagram. Okay, everybody following that? So Jesse, can you grab the policy? Great. He's got 16 years left. Jesse, let me ask you a question. You got 16 years left on your policy. Are you 100% certain, Jesse, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that in 16 years you're not going to need $1 of this insurance?
I'm not certain.
Okay, so you're probably going to need some. Now, Jesse, you may not need it all, because 16 years from now, your kids are a little older, you have paid down some debt, right? Okay, but you're going to need some.
Right.
Okay, let me show you what your price is going to cost in 16 years, Jesse. It goes from whatever you're paying now to $1,000 a month. So, Jesse, are you going to pay that?
No.
No, you're not, right? Okay, so that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because we're going to need the insurance, but we're not going to be able to afford the insurance.
Right.
So, Jesse, let me show you a picture real quick of what you have going on. right? Here's dollars, here's your 250,000 of coverage, here's your time. Yours is basically going away at this point because it's not gonna, you're not gonna pay for it. What if I could get you a product that took you out further, cut down by about half, and went down to 0 at age 100, but the price never went up. It stayed the same the whole time, right? Because remember, 19 years from now, you're not going to need as much, but you're still going to want some, right? That would obviously fix this problem, right? Okay, so you're paying right now this. I'm going to run some numbers. We're charging you this. It's a little bit different right now, but it's going to save you literally $1,000 a month at the end, right? So you don't mind paying $22 a month to save $1,000 a month, right?
That seems like a no-brainer.
Okay, very good. So Jesse, what we're going to do today, we're going to take an application. We just go right into a diagram and take the app. Pair up with somebody different. Run this scenario back and forth.